Corpers this afternoon. Yes, and our focus today, I decided to pick this topic because a lot of young Nigerian youth members, I see them walking around. Even then, myself, when I was still a corper serving at Ojodu Beggar, I used to see some of my colleagues then who were into the sales of human hair. Some even had boutiques then. Some had baking and catering businesses, and uh, you know, I there was one that I really was interested in. This young lady, she would go around every CDS. Our CDS was Friday. She would go out around every CDS telling people, "Oh, I sell hair, have different grades. If you cannot go for the big type, you can go for the smaller ones. Things like that, just to sell products." And surprisingly, I've seen that our business has really grown. As business has grown tremendously. I came across Instagram page recently, and I could see how well she's doing for herself. Because surprisingly, I think one of the things that university does not prepare us for is to let us know that life after NYSC is not very easy. That last month, when you do your POP, your passing out parade, when you do your POP, you collect your certificate, you collect your site certificate and everything. But that month, you would have collected 2 months salary, and you're feeling on top of the world. Before you know it, you start going for interviews, paying transportation fare, and then before you realize it, the money is all dried up. The money is all dried up, and then for some people it's just like starting from square one all over again. And surprisingly, some people, the interesting part is that they don't even spend their allowance. I was one of those people then. I never spent my allowance. In fact, I specifically said that I was going to come back home for my NYC, that I do not want to go through the stress of looking for an apartment or looking for accommodation or spending money or anything, because I lived off campus for like 3 years, and I knew what that cost me, and I just was not willing. I wanted to have some money on the side that I would use to do some things for myself. And a lot of people, especially people that serve very far away from home or from where they school, it is not always easy for them. It is not always easy because a lot of them depend heavily on that allowance. A lot. They depend heavily on that allowance and some of the stipends that they get from their personal place of assignment. However, I'd like to share with you some great business ideas that you can get into while you're still serving, while you're still trying to, put 2 and 2 together, trying to figure out how life would be after NYC, what you plan to do with your time, what you plan to do to make additional income for yourself. Some people are lucky. Once they're just done with NYC, they get good jobs. So some people are good. When they are done with NYC, they join their family business. Some people are lucky. When they're done with NYC, they just fall back to the businesses they've started right from when they were in school. However, the case is not always the same for everyone, because as humans, we're different, and so is our attitude towards life. Some people are very good at taking proactive measures, taking steps, working towards the future, while some people are just this type of let me sit and wait, or let me see how it will play out type of people. Although I wouldn't advise anyone to be in that position. Don't be the let me sit and wait and see how it will play out type of person. I always encourage people to be proactive about their dreams, about making money. It is very integral, very essential. The cost of living is very high these days, and responsibilities piling up by the second. So I'd encourage us to take proactive steps, do what we need to do, get ourselves out there and make some good money for ourselves. So if you're serving, you're an NYC UCO member, one great business that you could go into, if you have a knack, if you have a passion for creating content, if you have an eye for spotting something and making content out of that thing. One of the things that made me say this is this morning I was on Instagram and I was going through the feed of a particular blogger where someone was narrating on how a pastor choked him and he had to just admit that he had evil spirits, so the pastor would just let go of his neck. And I saw a comedian under the comment section saying, wow, this will make for good content too. So if you have the eye to spot different things and trivialize it, but you raise and you talk about salient issues, or you just want to have fun creating content, making people happy, giving people great internet experience, content creation could be your thing. Yes, content creation could be your thing. With the help of a good mobile devices, some editing, you're good to go. You're good to go. And surprisingly, it's not that difficult these days. We have people that have huge followings on TikTok, but not the same on Instagram. So whatever platform fits you, why not go for blogging or content creation? Yes, it's a great and lucrative business. You could decide to be an Instagram influencer. You pick the aspect, if it's fashion, beauty, lifestyle, if it's cooking, if it's being a critic. I know some people that are food critics. I think I should open one myself, to do critique of products, write about it, do comparison and things like that. If you have a knack for things like that, why not try your hands at content creation? And you're serving, it will give you ample time to film, to edit, and to put out content, to monitor your social media handles. However, most graduates have heard about blogging, yes, of course, while in universities. Some have even taken steps to start one on campus. Yes, doing one on campus is also great as well. You have, myriads of places where you could film, you could do vox pop, upload it. It is a great and lucrative business idea. Yes, it's a great and lucrative business idea. Although a lot of people might get frustrated along the line while trying to pursue this particular dream, because it requires consistency and authenticity. Let me put that out there. Consistency and authenticity. You can't be that blogger that posts maybe once a year. It does not work that way. You have to be consistent, not just with your post, but with the kind of content that you put out there. It is most times freelance, but as you grow, you're beginning to partner, you're beginning to work with brands, help them create, create ideas, help them do posts and things like that, and you could earn good money from there. You could also teach people. Yes, you could also teach people. I saw someone who just charged people 1,000 naira just to teach them how to make Instagram Reels video this afternoon. I'm sure a lot of people must have subscribed since they don't know how to navigate their way through that particular app. So blogging or content creation could be your thing. You just really need to think deep and have a real overview of what it entails and pick a niche for yourself. It's important to pick a niche and carve a niche for yourself. Do not just decide to just blog. Pick an aspect. You want to be a food blogger, fashion blogger, you want to blog about gadgets. Hey, never can tell. Also, self-employment, usually service-based businesses. You can decide to start an errand business. I've seen a number of them. You can decide to start an errand business. There's one I know that all she does is she helps older people go shop, go on errands and things like that, and she earns good money from it. Yes, you could start a service-based business. You could open a dry cleaning service. You could decide to help people out with coaching online and things like that. Yes, you could start a service-based business, and it really, really makes sense. Just look for the aspect that you're willing to do. If you're that person that is very good at doing one-on-one coaching, seminars, workshop, it is very good. It is professional and it is profitable. We're very good at helping people write business ideas, coming up with business plan, things like that. It's quite lucrative and you could make money off of it with the right promotion and the right attitude. You could also start your own JAM or SSC coaching center. Yes, very lucrative business. You could start your own JAM and SSC coaching center. surprisingly, this business, I felt maybe it would have gone, it will have become obsolete, but it is still quite popular. A lot of people still send their children to some of these coaching centers. You're just fresh out of school, you still have some of your colleagues that are still trying to navigate their way around. You could ask them to also come around to join in on the business, pick a subject that they're very good at teaching, come together. You can even start as small as looking for maybe a one-room apartment, furnish it, and make it good. Come up with a timetable, do your promotion. It is very, very good, and it is a lucrative business. You're a fresh graduate. What better way to extend that knowledge than to start your own coaching center? You could start your own coaching center. It's a great business idea. Surprisingly, I asked a neighbor of mine who attends one of such that how much does she pay. She told me that she pays 15,000 naira every month for a coaching center. Yes, although you may not want to start as high as that, but it is something you can earn, something honest from that. And as big as you grow, a lot of people could start hearing about you. Also, you could learn or start a vocation, baking, decoration, events management and decoration, things like that. Some of those things they advise us to do during Said, even though sometimes some of those vendors that come on Fridays then when I was serving, in fact, I really did not understand what they were doing at that time, because some of them kind of confused me with the with the way they go about it, and it just got me tired from learning anything from them, even though I went outside on my own to learn something entirely different. And unfortunately, I didn't do anything with it because that's not my calling. That's not what I planned to do with myself. But I just felt that it was important for me to just learn something, just have a skill on the side that I could make money from. Also, fifth, you could decide to start a mini importation business. Yes, you could start a mini importation business. It is out there these days. You could decide to say, random things. There's this very lovely lady on Instagram, Yetuju Gifts. Yes, she sells things that you could never imagine of. She sells them on her page. Yes, it is true mini importation. You could start mini importation business. There are so many vendors online that are willing to take people on, teach them, or however, I want to encourage you, when you want to learn mini importation, keep an open mind. Some will hoard information. There was one I learned from. She was hoarding information. They will tell you all sorts. I'll share information with you. I'll share contacts with you. I will, put you at the hands of a good shipping agent that will help you this and that. But once they get that money and they just say whatever they want to say on that WhatsApp platform, that's just the end. But I would encourage you to go outside of your way to do your own research, and also let's be willing to pay people for their knowledge. Do not just expect people to do things for you for free. It does not work that way. Let's learn to encourage one another. So those are five great business ventures that you could go to as a national youth corper. Let me do a quick rundown on some of them. First, you could go for blogging or content creation. Great stuff. However, it's important to pick the aspect that you'd want to focus on. Yes. Also, usually you could start a service-based business. It could be a cleaning business. It could be an errand business. It could be, help people write business plans. It could be as an editor. Yes, to help people edit, things like that. Help people edit their thesis, their dissertation, their anything at the academic work. You could start a JAMB or SSC coaching center. What way to share knowledge than to start your own coaching center? You never know how that might turn out. I know a coaching center that started off small and now they have a whole school in 3 different locations. So what stops you from doing that? You can start small. Also, you could learn or start a vocation, whatever thing that you're passionate about. Go decide to learn it. Also, fifth, you could start mini importation business. However, it's important to pick the aspect that you'd want to focus on. Do you want to sell bags? You want to sell shoes, jewelries, human hair, eyelashes, beauty makeup products? Whichever one, just pick and carve a niche for yourself. So that wraps up the SME focus this afternoon. More to come for you on Broad Street Radio. Next, we'll look at some fun facts for you this afternoon. More music. It's your number one business radio.